Dumb move too.
I don't get it. I don't get why they got Montrezl Harrell, to be honest with you. I really don't understand that one. And you know what else I don't get? When they got when they picked back up Avery Bradley again. I don't understand why they did that. I don't know.
Portugal looks like, it's funny that you said Chris Bosh earlier. That dude on Cleveland, Evan Mobley, kind of look. He reminds me of Chris Bosh.
Yeah, Kevin. What's his name? Kevin Love was like, if he keeps going where he's going, like he said, he patted his game after KG, not you, but Kevin Garnett. You know what I'm saying? And,
I wish somebody did. I wish I wasn't.
Shit. But yeah, that's what you're patting the game. Like he want to be able to put them 18. You know, because when Kevin Garnett got past his prime, he was hitting them like 18, 20-foot jumpers or whatever in the little corner. You know what I'm saying? Everything else. Shit. That's all they really need, to be honest with you. That's it. That's all they really need. They just need like certain pieces. You just need motherfuckers. When LeBron sit down, somebody that can come in and give him like 6 points off the bench. Somebody else give him another 6. Somebody else give you 10. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You don't need them. You don't need fucking stars all because most rest points come from him like going fast break and yamming on people and then all the shit.
They're just not a good team. I just think people just need to realize that. Just like stop talking about them on national TV and putting them on national TV. Start replacing them with somebody else.
It don't make sense. Good evening, fellas. Glad to see you. Glad to have you in the presence of us. Yo! Welcome to the Hot Take Wrestling Podcast, man. We are days away from Elimination Chamber. My name is Joe Freeline, a.k.a. I'm the one tweeting, a.k.a. we watch NXT for Gigi. Yeah, Gigi does not. Yeah. Bro, speaking of Gigi, do yourself a favor. Go watch the interview she did with, I think it was Spinebuster Wrestling, about her childhood. Yo. Some shit. There's some stuff going on there. That shit was intense. I think I almost cried a little bit. Yeah, man. It was intense.
I went through it too. Roddy.
Yeah, Roddy had it rough too. Like, a lot of people had rough shit. The rough shit. The real rough shit. Oh.
That's why Jerry Lawler really got me. People talking about that stuff he said, like they got him in trouble about Kira Tozawa about like said like a ramen noodle moonsault or something. And that's why he hasn't done commentary since. Like he better be lucky Roderick Strong didn't hear him because he referenced like his mom shooting his dad or something. I'm like, yeah, you probably don't want to try to work that into the storyline.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Let's not do that.
Yo, that's crazy. Hold on a second. Here we go. Oh man. Look at little brother. Here comes little big brother. Here he comes. Ladies and gentlemen, we have one of the bros in the building right now.
Stop it.
Hey man, what is that crown? Is that your crown? That's the crown? That's the crown. That's the
on horizontally.
Crown. That's the crown.
Y'all know I got paid with me.
The voice of All Heels Wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. The voice. The sound of All Heels Wrestling. I introduce you to No Chill Phil, Ill Phil, Killer Cam, Killer Man Phil, the most recent graduate of 2021 child support. Proud of you, my brother. Say what's up,
man. Appreciate it, Bob. Ladies and gentlemen, what is up? Thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Hot Take Wrestling Podcast. I am the voice of violence of All Heel Wrestling with my bros, Old Man Logan, my boy Joe, my boy Kenny V, Omega. You know how it is, man. This is what we do. Hot Take Wrestling. What's up, baby?
What's up, man? Yo, man, good to see you, man. Good to see you. And I got the rest of my
Man, pardon my tardiness. Pardon my tardiness. You know, fatherhood never stops. Dealing with the youngins never stop. Y'all know how I go. So again, pardon my tardiness, brothers. Pardon my tardiness.
Yeah, I don't know how to go. I don't got no kids that I claim. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Hurtful. That young man in the corner that has no kids has a house full of lovely young women that wash his ascots and clean his glasses with baby sponges. She doesn't pay
He living the life. He living the life.
He living the life right now. Okay. He has an unlimited membership to Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness. He don't even pay his bill. They saw him. They were like, "Listen, we want you to be one of our spokespersons for Planet Fitness."
Is that Kenny?
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to the other KG. What's good, my man? How are you?
Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? And I just want to start off real quick by saying I don't blame Jeff Hardy one bit. This is, a few months late, but, I would have walked out on that match too if I found out my next feud was against Baron Corbin. It's like he was wrestling against the Bloodline, right? This is like, so the last time, the Bulls was in the conference championship, right? Our two guard was Michael Jordan. So going from Roman to Baron Corbin, it's like, then the next time we were in the conference championship, our two guard was Keith Bogans. That's what that was like.
All right, this took a turn. This is a real Chicago. This is a real Chicago moment just now. That just took a turn. Shout out to Keith Bogans. Oh shit! Didn't Shannon Brown like rip a fucking block off him against the Hawk?
Probably.
Oh,
it was just awful. The dude come in, take 2 shots. He play like 8 minutes a game. It's like, bro, why are you even in the lineup?
No, we had Pete Myers. Bro. That's who we had. Pete Myers, number 2.
You talking about as our backup?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was on there.
Oh yeah, okay. And then I gotta introduce my other brother. I gotta introduce the man, the myth, the legend out there with the Macho Man shirt. See you, my brother. I gotta find mine. Yeah, man. The conqueror. The thought-provoking quote man. The one that actually inspired the new WCW format that was created today. Little spicy take there.
Bravo.
Logan the Great. Thank you, bro. Logan the Great. What's good, my man?
Appreciate that. Greetings and salutations. I didn't know I inspired that, man. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Out here doing some things. I simply asked, do you want to be good or do you want to be great?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I cannot tell you how many times I be thinking that. Like the whole time I was like, I got to put this shit together. So the WCW, by the way, is obviously Gigi because I just love her. Check that out on Instagram, IG. Also check that out on our TikTok as well. It's flashing by as we speak. Blah blah blah. But Elimination Chamber is coming up pretty soon on the 19th. Looks like it's gonna be okay. Raw and SmackDown are okay. They've been okay. It's been okay. It hasn't been. It hasn't been a dumpster fire. It hasn't been a dumpster fire.
I just want to say real quick, I appreciate Gigi because, NXT 2.0 is awful. Without her, it'd be like that $3 bundle in McDonald's trying to off people.
Totally gonna say I can't take credit for Gigi. That's all. But yeah.
Gigi is pretty much the reason. I think that's pretty much the reason why I watch NXT. If at all. Like I'll just be like I'll go through the top 10 on Snapchat. They'll give you the top 10 on Snapchat of what happened on NXT. I'll be like, oh shit, there was a match with Gigi. I'm gonna go back and watch NXT for a little bit and I'll be done at that point. Anyway, Elimination Chamber is coming up. We'll probably go over those matches for a real quick second. Probably towards the end.
We did our picks last week.
What we can do real quick is, something.
We can go over NXT Vengeance. That was yesterday.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It was all smoke. It was all smoke and mirrors.
What?
You see what I did there?
Yeah.
Wait, say what?
Go ahead.
I said, did you see what I did there? He said, NXT Vengeance. He said, we can talk about it real quick. I said, it was all smoke and mirrors to me.
The smoke and mirrors thing. Why? I didn't watch Vengeance either. No, I didn't watch Vengeance.
You want me to just run down who won? Just so we current. We have to.
Let's do me a favor. Did anybody in here watch Vengeance? Yes or no?
No.
Okay.
I caught the tail end of the championship match, Braun Breaker versus Santos Escobar.
Okay. Let me make this very, very serviceable. These are all spoilers because I watched that shit on YouTube. Okay, so let me get this out of the way right now. The fact that Dolph Ziggler is a part of that match in some shape, fashion, or form makes no fucking sense whatsoever. It's weird. He doesn't even use a super kick as a finisher, I don't think, anymore. So I don't even know why that would be something he would do. Like when he's with the Dirty Dogs, he uses the zigzag. So I was like, okay. But when he super kicked, I was like, that's not gonna work. That none of that's gonna work. That's not. He gonna kick out of that. Like I don't know, bro. Like I know who won. Toxic Attraction won they shit. And a Braun Breaker Steiner got his shit, and then Carmelo Haynes probably did something crazy. Did Cameron Grimes win anything? Yes or no?
Cameron Grimes did not win. Carmelo Hayes won.
Yeah, there's no.
And Pete Dunne won, surprisingly.
Yeah, bro. There's no point. I'm sorry, bro. There's no point. There really is no point.
Any other tidbit of information? Creed Brothers won the Dusty Classic final.
So, wait.
And Solo Sika stepped up to the plate against Gunther.
Well, Solo been wrestling for. See, people don't realize he one of the Usos' cousins, so he been wrestling for a minute.
He did a little brother.
He's what? He a little brother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he been wrestling for a minute though. Like he been wrestling for a hot minute. Like he been doing it for a while. So he got potential. Like Solo Sikoa has a lot of potential. Like he has a lot of potential because he's as athletic as the Usos. He's got kind of a presence like Roman too, and he got some potential. Like, and he's had decent matches. He hasn't been trash. He hasn't been trash. But they won't. I don't know if they're gonna cut him loose though. You know what I'm saying? And let him do it the way he should do it. But we'll see what happens. But other than that though, bro, no one watched Vengeance. There's no point of us even talking about that. Seriously, like, and it's terrible. And it's no disrespect because listen, let's go to a travel. Let's go to a time machine. Do you guys remember when NXT first was hot? Like when it was first hot?
Absolutely.
Like right when you had to catch it every week, because it was only an hour at that point. You had to catch it, and each hour there would be like different storylines for like some stuff every 2 weeks. There'd be something like different storyline for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
I would say right when Neville became champion, that's when NXT really got hot.
Yeah, around that time, yep.
Right. So and then remember, like there were different stories going on with different things where things were developing. Like for example, the Vaude villains was a thing at one point. That was a huge thing at one point.
Right.
Enzo and Cass were a huge thing at one point. Like they were actually tolerable to watch on TV. They were fun to watch on TV. And that was right around the time when they were like, we're gonna develop more stuff. The Mae Young Classic, that was amazing. That had Big Swole in there. Shout out to the Public Enemy Pod about to get that interview. Kudos to you guys, awesome. And then also the Cruiserweight Classic, which is one of probably, if not their best tournament, one of their best tournaments that they've ever had. Period. Everybody in that fucking tournament could fucking wrestle. Classics with Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa, Cedric Alexander versus the Northern Star. Oh my God. And all that talent they utilized. He got signed that night. Cedric Alexander got signed that night when he faced, God damn, I can't think of his name, but he's going to be
Kota Ibushi.
Kota Ibushi. Yes, thank you, bro. Kota Ibushi. He's one of the most amazing wrestlers. He's one of the most amazing. I still go back and watch that match. What was that 2015, 2016? Is that right?
Yeah. Fun fact: he was supposed to win it, but he didn't want to move to America.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to move to America either if I had to wrestle in WWE.
But at that time, though, it wouldn't have been bad. I mean, because he would have been in NXT, like at his height, you know.
I think it's one of those things that's kind of like real quick, and all the jokes that we was gonna say. It's one of those things too about moving over and changing your whole life too. I think that was more so that not just the booking, because you know how we were talking about like guys who were going NJPW.
Yeah.
And it's like outside like Kenny Omega who's fluent in Japanese. You know, certain guys just like doesn't really make sense to uproot yourself.
I say it like this. I feel like when you're at New Japan, you can see the writing on the actual wall. A la Shinsuke Nakamura, who finally won the Royal, got moved up to the main roster, finally won the Royal Rumble, and had a WrestleMania match with AJ Styles, which was going to be an instant cult classic. If them not having him do a low blow for whatever reason, I don't understand the premise of that, but okay. But I mean, it's they don't trust Vince. Like no shade or anything. I know Asuka don't trust Vince no more. I know Kairi Sane doesn't trust Vince, and I'm pretty sure Tajiri was like Tajiri. And I don't know if you guys remember Tajiri when he was at ECW.
I was just to say he was a beast over there.
He was a beast at ECW. So when they first got Tajiri at ECW, he was supposed from ECW. I was like, oh shit, it's about. Then he did this weird transition thing of making him weird and having a crush on American women and shit, and it was like hold on one second.
Well, look, bro.
Hey, Will, what's up, man? Hold on. Hey, Will, what's up, baby? What's up? What's good to see you, my boy?
Y'all thought I wasn't coming? Of course I was coming.
I knew you was coming.
You know, traffic.
Hey, I appreciate it. All right, my bad. Go ahead, Phil. My bad. Go ahead, Phil.
All right, so look. So this is perfect segue into what you just said in regards to trusting Vince. Who in the hell? Not even gonna go there. Let's talk about the big overall elephant in the room. Cody Rose. Can I go there? Can I go there?
Trusting Vince and said Cody. Goddamn.
I was gonna leave that. I was gonna leave that up for interpretation, but we can do it,
bro. This is like pouring syrup on shit and then eating it like it's pancakes. This would have been
Jesus Christ.
This is the dumbest move. This is the stupidest thing Cody could have ever done. If you don't know, Cody left WWE a long time ago. Got with the Young Bucks, got with the Bullet Club, got with a bunch of other people. He's one of the founding fathers of AEW. If you live under a rock, just so you know, Cody Rhodes left AEW to go back to WWE.
Allegedly.
Where his biggest...
Right, we gotta say allegedly.
Allegedly,
where he left AEW to allegedly back to WWE, where his biggest run was when he had mustache.
God damn it.
God damn it, Phil.
And then
hey, as long as
that wasn't even his best run to me.
They put the Cody Rhodes music in 2K22. I'm here for it, son.
No, they're not gonna do that.
I'm not here for it, bro.
This figured Cody Rose was the best Cody Rose, but continue.
With the paper bags.
Yes, and the mask. Hell yeah. I loved that one.
The brown paper bag?
Yeah. The
face mask,
Booker T. Oh, with the clear face mask like Rip Hamilton. Yeah.
That was even worse.
No, that shit was gold. He had a good match with Ray, a good feud with Book. Yeah, like, he was a legit heel. Yeah.
And that was right around that was right after the Dash and Cody Rhodes run.
Right after Dash and yeah.
Yeah, man. That was
Cody,
lit.
I'm disappointed in you, Cody.
I love that Cody Rhodes.
Listen, can I say something about this Cody Rhodes thing that I think we're not taking it out of context?
Mm-hmm.
Cody Rhodes two things, and all these are negative connotations to Cody Rhodes, and I don't care what anybody says about it. Okay, Cody Rhodes has a kid now. He has a kid. All right, Cody Rhodes.
That man has a family.
He has a family. Oh my God! God damn it! He's throwing that. Okay. He has a family. I think this move to go to WWE allegedly is for the bag, because if he goes there, let's be honest, Cody will be pushed for 1 year. That'll be the end of it. Roman will probably beat him, or somebody like Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin will probably stomp him out, and that'll be done with for a while. And then he'll go back to Stardust and do that for like 2 or 3 years and be done.
Oh boy.
Yes. Everybody, can you do a favor? Applause for the crown. Applause for the crown. Applause for the crown. Applause for the crown. Thank you so much.
So I gotta share something about you. I gotta share something real quick.
Go ahead, bro.
Real quick, because this morning I decided to just be petty and think of this real fucked up scenario of Cody's return. Let's say they push Cody's return to like WrestleMania, and then it's one of those Roman beats Brock. He's celebrating because for some reason people like to come back or interrupt Roman when he's celebrating to say, "Here comes your new challenger." And what if that's Stardust?
He's not coming back. He comes back in Stardust. I'm done.
Yeah, if he Stardust, what does Brandy come back as then?
Nothing. I don't think she's fucking with them.
They're not gonna bring Brandy back.
She's gonna be do like a reality show or stay at the crib with the baby. Yeah.
They don't want Brandy back. They want Cody back.
I remember they didn't want Brandy to leave initially, because remember she was a ring announcer.
No,
Brandy don't want to go back because they're not going to sign her as a wrestler. WWE does not take her seriously.
They didn't want her to wrestle. Right. And okay, so everybody in the room, we watched her on AEW as a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, should she be wrestling?
No.
She's just as good as Lana. Next question.
Okay, so in that regard, was WWE wrong for not letting her wrestle?
The fuck?
No. They weren't wrong for not letting her wrestle.
They were not wrong.
She was great as a ring announcer. She could be great on commentary if Vince isn't making her say "oh" like he was making Renee do. But I digress. Continue.
But I think. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Well, go ahead. That was your point. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
No, it was just the thing about it. I'm not saying it's like the first thing that they could possibly do, of course, because I would think that would just be some shock value just to make the wrestling community talk shit. But honestly, they would want to push for whatever version of Cody as we remember from AEW in WWE. But here's my question to everybody. Would you consider or take Cody Rose as he is now as a main eventer in WWE today? Period. Like, do you see him in that light or upper mid Carter? Because I'm being honest. I would want them to push him as a main eventer. I feel like he deserves it. Do I think they'll ever see him as one? I don't think they ever gonna get him that just do, man.
Bro,
I don't see it.
To answer your question, Will. If Cody pops his goofy ass up in WWE, I won't see him as a main eventer. I won't see him as a mid card. I won't see him as anything but this. I will see him as the big mouth kid in high school that talks all that shit about I'm gonna beat such and such ass after school in the parking lot. And when it's time to fight, he like, look, man, I don't really look, bro. Like, can we talk this out? Like, y'all know Will and Joe and Kenny and them. You know Kenny and Will and them was hyping it up. I ain't say none of that, bro. Like, if he goes back, that will mark him as a coward, bro, as a sellout to me.
I guess.
I feel what you're saying.
And I think we're not looking at the elephant in the room with Tony Khan. Saying like,
I'm looking. I'm the one been calling him Tony McMahon for about 2 months now.
Yeah. But I'm saying
we got a whole podcast with that as a title. Yeah.
But I'm saying like they couldn't come to a deal. They couldn't come right with because the money wasn't right. everything else. But I'm not sure. I digress. I think that if Cody Rhodes comes back to WWE, he shouldn't be a main eventer because his window passed after he lost to Chris Jericho. That's when his window.
It's not true, bro. It's not true.
It is true.
That dude just had an amazing fucking match. He just shot Sami over the moon with that ladder match.
We don't want to see him as a face. And I think
that would be part of my contract. If I'm not pushed in the main event in WWE, I'm not coming back. Because I'll be honest, I love Seth Rollins. I'm tired of seeing Seth fucking Rollins in every single title match every time we need somebody to go.
He's their default main eventer.
Yeah,
because he can carry the fuck out of a match. He can carry any feud you put him in. Unfortunately,
you have to be able because he can carry. See, the thing about it is being a main eventer, you got to have big shoulders.
Bingo.
And there you go. You inject Cody right there, and you
Cody
got
don't have
somebody
big. Bro,
it's a fresh face to all of those. Some of those feuds are going to carry over because they've been there before. Randy Orton and Cody. This version of Cody that he just was doing in AEW versus Randy Orton. We could get that this time around.
That won't mean shit. Randy put everybody over.
Yeah, that's not gonna mean nothing.
No, but I'm just saying, it's just if we're gonna talk about a past one, like Rey Mysterio's still there, but we got Seth there that he could have a nice feud with. You just said Roman. We could probably see him do something with Roman. Like it's a fresh face. It ain't just a carryover. We don't have to see the same championship match every single time. Like
let me break it down for you like this. The reason why someone is a main eventer is because they put on a main event caliber match. He has 2 main event caliber matches with AEW.
So I have to ask, if he has only 2 main event caliber matches, how many moves does
Cody has 5? Cody has 5. Don't do that. Cody has 5. Don't do him like that.
Wait. Hold on. Did you say he only got 2 main event matches on AEW?
He's got 2. So in my personal opinion, the way that I love, let's get twisted. I love Cody Rhodes. I love Cody Rhodes when he was like wearing no knee pads and was whooping Taker ass at Royal Rumble and shit. I was like, hey, he got protected. Fuck with Cody Rhodes, okay? I love Cody Rhodes when he kicked Jay Lethal in the balls after he won, okay? I love Cody Rhodes after he had that epic match with Kenny Omega to see who was the new leader of Bullet Club, and he lost. And as he was like about to lose, he gave Kenny Omega the finger when he was going down because that was a heel Cody Rhodes who knew how to tell a story. That's the Cody Rhodes I fuck with. The Cody Rhodes that beat up his brother, and they had that like really intense match. That was a main event match.
The first pay-per-view of the first AEW pay-per-view.
Right. Yeah. Okay. And then this past match with the Sammy Guevara match. Don't give me the shit about the Chris Jericho match. Don't give me the all this shit with the whole NWA shit. Do not give me the shit with Darby Allin and everything else. Darby Allin's just amazing, but that's not a main event match. I'm sorry.
What about when he fought MJF?
I'm about to say, what about the street fight against Andrade too, with the flaming table?
Yeah.
I mean,
not just because of that.
Those are great spots. Those are all great spots.
I mean, that's your personal opinion.
It's a classic.
I'm about to say, that dog collar match with Brody Lee, yeah.
Cody Rhodes got Shaq in the ring.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. I forgot about that one. 3 main event matches with Brody Lee included. There's 3. But other than that, though, because if we go down the list, if we go right now with everybody at their main event height, and you said Seth Rollins, right? I'll give you 5 Seth Rollins matches that were main event matches. He was amazing. I'll give you 5.
Dude, that's because, and I'm not taking anything away from Seth, because Seth's a great fucking wrestler to have on your roster, but Seth got forced down our throat worse than Roman at one point.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
I wouldn't either, dog.
What? I
know what you're talking about.
He wasn't.
I agree with you on that one.
The last one.
I agree with you on that one. Very close.
Y'all talking about that last face run. It was bad because it didn't end it sooner. But they didn't shove it down our damn throat. Seth tried his best before he said forget it.
The reason, because I'm not co-signing that.
He's that good.
I'm not co-signing that.
The same way as
Wait, I'm not co-signing that because Roman beat Cena, Punk, Orton, Triple H, Taker, Brock, No, I'm not co-signing.
Yeah, no, yeah, hell no. Yeah. Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, no.
Did he beat Brock as clean as Seth freaking Rollins did?
Yes. Okay, so Brock's one person, but he basically retired Undertaker. We thought Taker wasn't even that shook after Brock entered the street. Well, granted, he had a concussion, but I mean, he laid the boots in the ring.
Let me say something.
Roman beat him. Boots was in the ring. That happened.
Let me say something right now, and then Phil and Will, y'all can go.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
The way that Seth was forced down our throats was also during a time when we wanted Seth and we had a lot of Seth, but like Will said, it ended way too late. It should have ended sooner because we like Seth as a heel, which is furthering my point back to Cody. We like Cody as a heel. We don't want Cody as a face. We don't want All American Cody. I can think everybody.
Who say he's coming back as a face though?
Because he said he's never
coming back.
Dude, think about how he left off AEW. They were kind of tweening the fuck out of him and leaning toward him doing the heel turn, but he didn't turn heel yet. They're gonna fake Cena push him when they get him here. Mark my words. They're going to do that.
And that's the other thing. What if this is a work? Because a lot of people are feeling like this is a work, and he's gonna turn heel and return.
Tony Meek Mahan will have to hit for me on that one.
Yeah,
but see, another thing too about Seth, like the fans
had to hit the button on that one.
Seth was rubbing people the wrong way because he was getting into it. Ironically, he had the same name as somebody on this podcast. He's getting into it. Will Ospreay, bragging about his bank account on Twitter. Yeah. He started calling himself best in the world. That's what another reason fans started booing him. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that Punk is beholden to that because DB, a lot of people are saying that best in the world stuff. The problem with that is he couldn't back it up because Johnny Gargano was going to tear that 2-year stretch. I'm sorry. And that's just WWE alone. He wasn't fucking with Johnny Gargano.
No, yeah.
When he said that.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Johnny Gargano was having with
everyone.
With Andrade,
Adam
Cole, Ciampa, all of them. Like,
that
Ricochet. All like he borderline had 5-time Aleister Black. He borderline had 5-time matches with all those people.
Oh my God, Johnny Gargano might be the GOAT of NXT of all time. He might be the best.
From a wrestling standpoint, yeah, but from a personality standpoint, if I'm taking the entire package, he's on the men's perspective, he's top 5, but I'm taking either Cole, Ciampa, or Finn Balor.
I still put Gargano above Balor's run in NXT. Honestly.
Yeah, I'm going with that one. I don't want to.
I'm just looking from a standpoint from a personality.
If you talk about
Johnny Gargano,
so Kenny talking about the entire package, not just
the entire package, not just wrestling. Wrestling, no, Johnny Gargano's hand down. I'm talking about like when you combine like personality, promo skills, all that stuff. That's what I'm talking about.
He's one of the
Gargano.
He's one of the best faces they've ever had.
He's good, but he's not no Adam Cole or Tommaso Ciampa on the mic.
Because Adam Cole,
he didn't have to be.
I'm not saying he had to be, but if we're talking about the entire package, you can't say Johnny Gargano's a better talker than him. They're closer to being as good as him in the ring than he is to him as talker, is what I'm saying. Okay. Adam Cole is closer to Johnny Gargano as a wrestler than Johnny Gargano is Adam Cole.
I'll give you that. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Okay.
That's that.
No, but I'm saying wrestling, no, hands down. That's what I'm saying. You can't name any of those dudes' best matches arguably without saying Gargano. I don't think you could. You might be able to say maybe Finn, but they had a classic at Portland when they wrestled each other. I don't know if that was Finn's best match. I might go like maybe Kevin Owens, that ladder match in Brooklyn. If I had to say Finn's best match, or against Neville,
or you could even say that any of Finn's matches with Samoa Joe are classics. Any of those were classics.
They were, but I'm saying, would I say that was his best? Like I said, some of that's all subjective, obviously. I would say his best match, like I said, I would say I'm leaning more towards, or actually, I might have to say that match against Kyle O'Reilly from TakeOver 31 might have been his best match in NXT.
So look, because I think we're getting off the subject, but that's off the tangent. I appreciate all that. I agree with Phil when he said, "Fuck it, going to WWE was a bitch move. I don't care how you slice it. To me, it's a bitch move because you created this whole dynamic about like independent wrestling and how it's for the people and how you created something else, and then you go to WWE, which is not necessarily the enemy, but it's not the promised land no more. Like, that's not what that is. I think the move to WWE is asinine. I think it's stupid. I do not see any benefit into his legacy at all. Like him, like even if he wins the WWE Championship, that doesn't
see any benefit to his legacy.
But for real,
Somebody get Ted Jr. on the phone.
Right. I don't see there's no benefit to it. Listen, if Cody would have turned heel in AEW, whatever, now AEW's white hot. There's nothing, because listen, heel is a shit. What do you mean? What the hell you mean?
Because look, man, people are all starting to say what I said a couple of this is I said so on this episode for me, okay? Because people are starting to acknowledge how top heavy, how just heavy period that damn roster is. This is too many people on AEW. All right, they don't have enough titles. Tony is taking away the power from everybody, and you're gonna see a couple more people jump ship too. I'm sorry, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, but when you watch matches like the match I'm watching right now with Darby Allin and Sammy Guevara.
Oh shit!
And this is just a Wednesday night.
That's on.
Sammy's a bona fide star, bro. Like
it's just a Wednesday night. When you look, this is a pay-per-view caliber match that we are getting on a Wednesday night. And I forgot who it was. It was like, Raw, SmackDown, kind of whatever. It's expected, bro. It's like, yeah, I can see Bobby Lashley coming out. Oh, Riddle's gonna be in the Elimination Chamber. Didn't see that one coming. It's expected, bro. It's no shot.
You don't do that to the bro. Okay, you don't do that to the bro. He didn't.
Okay, I'm sorry.
He didn't do anything you feel.
You're right. Well, who's the other dude that's been Vince McMahon's bitch? The dude that takes the pictures. It's like,
Austin Theory.
No one's ever Austin. Oh, really? You're at the level of Brock and Bobby and Riddle and Orton and AJ. Cut it the fuck out. Look.
That was
ruthless aggression.
I'll tell you,
he's good, but he should not be.
Well, here. Let me say this.
Go ahead, Phil.
Let me finish saying this. If Cody goes back to WWE, they'll give him a little clout. They'll give him a little push. They'll give him a little whatever. And before you know it, by Survivor Series, he'll be losing like Cesaro's losing. He'll be getting his ass kicked by like a Sami Zayn. He'll be fighting NXTers that are barely NXTers.
Oh, come on.
That, like you said, there's no benefit. How you create something and then leave it, bro? To go back to some whack ass bullshit that people don't even love the product no more. Oh, we're gonna have Cody Rhodes in a match against Brock Lesnar, and Brock will like F5 him and suplex him 18 times just because he fucking can. I don't really want to see that, bro.
Yeah.
Well, they said part of the reason why Cody went back, I know he said himself that he's looking to retire. It's pretty much a done deal. They said, I've read a report, they said basically he could pop on Raw SmackDown by next week. That's how serious the talks are. But, okay, we can stick with allegedly. If he allegedly does go back, I heard he wants to retire by 40. I think he's like 36 now. And then there was something to do with money. That's kind of why he went back. So, it kind of, I guess in another way, I'm saying what y'all saying. But trying to be PC about it.
I'm adding some perspective to that from stuff that I read and stuff that Kenny and Phil just said right now. So one of the things that was supposed to lead to him even talk to WWE to begin was because he lost his creative control and booking privileges and stuff from back when he first when it all started. Right. And I guess with him losing direction, and it was also said negotiations started to go downward on finances when he wasn't able to get a number equal to or higher than CM Punk and Bryan Danielson. I believe that shit.
Whoa.
Hence, what I've been saying for the past month. There's too many fucking people on the roster.
Hold on, no. They weren't going to pay him more than CM Punk and Bryan Danielson?
No, they told him they're not paying him more than CM Punk and Bryan Danielson.
Oh,
everybody has a price, man.
That was stupid. That was dumb. Okay,
it's dumb that they signed all them fucking people and the money's not there.
That's all Vince needed to hear. And you know he got the money because he done released every fucking body.
And he just made $1 billion in revenue.
Yeah, they made $1 billion in revenue.
Tony released him and Nick Khan called him. I guarantee that's happened.
All Tony did was take over the debt that WWE had.
Bingo. He gonna find out the hard way.
I said it once, I'll say it again. Do I have your attention now?
Okay.
But wait, real quick. Something Phil said stuck out because I know why it's gonna go that way. From the time Cody left WWE, when he had New Japan, Ring of Honor, Impact for that one little period of time, AEW. And in every promo or any type of subtle way he could, he took shots at WWE.
Yeah.
When does Vince forgive shit like that?
Never.
He gonna reward him, make him a main eventer for a long? Hell no. He just was fighting him for the Rhodes name and won.
He gonna put him back in polka dots. I
Look,
guarantee
man,
you.
He gonna Stardust him.
That's the question.
Shit.
Does Cody keep the blonde hair or do he go back to the jet black?
Hey man, stop, bro.
American Stardust is coming.
I'm serious. Does he
put him in Stardust? He gotta go back to jet black.
Going to black hair if he Stardust, bro.
And let me ask y'all this. Because, like Will said, this is about money at the end of it all. So I think this is what the fans got to really remember. This is about money. Ring of Honor may be for sale. So a lot of people are alluding to him probably trying to procure that and become the head of that, become the face of the new Ring of Honor. What do y'all think about that? If that may be true.
Let me go.
If that's true, it shouldn't even be no speculation about WWE talk. That looks bad for Ring of Honor.
Let me go first about this. Let me go first about this. If WWE buys Ring of Honor, WWE wins. Because what are you going to say? Like, what are you going to say to compete with AEW? What are you going to say? There's your bottom line is bigger than what you had initially. AEW has all of your old prospects that were supposed to be a huge deal. And believe me, there's a way to fix it at AEW, but they're not going to do it. Also, Ring of Honor has the talent that independent wrestling fans love and gravitate, because you know who was always at Ring of Honor? Punk was at Ring of Honor. F was at Ring of Honor. Kevin was at Ring of Honor. Sami was at Ring of Honor. This is an ongoing. Johnny, Tommaso, all those guys were at Ring of Honor at one point, because that was a starting point. It would not surprise me if you see like NXT become like something rapidly different and you start seeing Ring of Honor stars pop up randomly, because Ring of Honor still has that talent. They still have that talent. They still have Jonathan Gresham. They still have a Jordan Grace, who is fucking phenomenal in that ring. That chick Persia that's in NXT is Jordan Grace 2.0, but not as athletic, not as good, and not as smart. Ring of Honor's got some shit, and that would just change the dynamic of, like, for wrestling fans, if Ring of Honor got to get some of that WWE action too, because now the production changes, now the whole wrestling changes or whatever. Some of those wrestlers or whatever, they got great promos, got great guys from the Kingdom, bigger audience. Now you're broadening it. If that's the case, game over. Game over. That's it.
I couldn't agree more.
You get some good wrestling out of that.
On every level.
They have all that.
Yeah,
all
we
the
get some
back
phenomenal
catalogs.
wrestling out of it. Yeah.
I'll tell you right.
You see some old Tyler Black.
I'll tell you right now, if Tim's theory is correct and we see people jumping ship, I guarantee you one thing: Sammy Guevara won't be on the same brand as Sasha Banks.
Oh no.
Okay, sorry, that was a hot shot. Yeah, I'm feeling a little spicy. I'm feeling a little spicy. I didn't even have my whiskey.
Yeah, well, he would go to NXT first anyway.
Nah, Sammy goes straight to the main roster.
Yeah, they go for the main roster.
I think he would have fit the golden. He would have fit the golden. He would have fit the golden.
Was the main roster. They were NXT.
He would have fit the golden black.
Thank you, Will.
He would have fit the golden black brand. But I'm saying he would have fit the golden black brand with that, not this brand. I don't think Sammy's that dumb. If he left,
Vince wouldn't have any control over that because Vince, y'all know how Vince do. Vince didn't make Sammy, right? So he's gonna make Sammy start at the bottom. Started from the bottom, now we're here. That's how it goes.
Let me explain. Let's do it like this.
Sammy will be the face of NXT's new show, Level Up.
That's fucked up, Tim.
My son want to say hi to y'all real quick. Hi.
What's up, Big Dad? What's up,
man?
What's up?
Hey, my boy.
I like your shirt.
Fuck with that shirt. Yeah, fuck that shirt too. That shit hot.
Anytime, baby.
Hey, how does AEW fix it? How do they fix it? How do they
come
fix
with more cohesive storylines? I'll be honest with you. Even though NXT was losing the ratings, I feel like their storylines are more consistent. Like AEW just has great wrestling outside of the stuff that people used to be signed with WWE. I'm trying to think of one compelling feud. They got maybe Britt and Thunder Rosa.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
That's it.
Because everything else has been involved in the ex WWE or ex NJPW or ex Ring of Honor guy.
This goes back to when we said Tony Khan books his show like we're playing a video game.
He really does.
DM mode. And it's starting the show?
He needs to hire a small. I said this like last month. I think he needs to hire a small creative team.
Two.
I mean, he kind of has one.
Two.
He's just not really. Yeah.
Listen,
he does need two.
He needs two people. He needs what Vince had at one point. He needs two people that can write. Then you get veterans who are good with creative. That's Big Show. That's Mark Henry. And
Christian over there.
And Christian. You use them as.
And you got Matt Hardy over there too.
Matt Hardy.
Jeff Hardy coming soon. I mean,
right.
he got the veteran presence.
You got the presence there, but you need people that can write wrestling stories. Not what WWE does when they do like Hollywood writers. You need people that can write wrestling to make it understandable for the wrestling fan and also for the casual fan that doesn't watch wrestling as much. You just
Jim Ross still works for them.
Right. You have to just make it make sense.
Yeah. And how do we forget to say Jim? Like Jim's over there. But I mean, so who would be the person?
I mean, they had Jerry Lynn over there too.
The creative writer, the head of creative over there. Paul Heyman.
Yeah, they got what's my man name? Arn Anderson.
Yeah,
Tony
but
Glazer.
But they're old. They're old. They are. No offense, guys. Like not to be like an asshole about it, but they're old as fuck. They're 1 foot in, 1 foot out, bro. They're old as fuck.
So that works and works against them because their age comes with the experience to know how to actually put Vince-like stories in AEW. But their age will make you know it's not going to be too long, so you're going to need a backup or somebody up under them to do what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
But who do you get? Do you go after a Cornette? Do you go after a Russo? Do you go after?
They scared of them.
You know what I'm saying?
They're scared of them.
Well, Cornette don't fuck with AEW at all. So
yeah, no.
That's Tony Khan.
And Russo doesn't really want to get back in. He's podcasting. He's just like talking his shit. You get with some. Listen. No, and
you get Bischoff.
Hell no. Don't go to Eric Bischoff. Don't go to Eric Bischoff. Listen. The WCW thing was his one-time thing. Eric Bischoff can't do this shit no more. He old too. Fuck him. If you're gonna do it, you get someone young who don't nobody know. You know why you get someone young who don't nobody know? Because they got to prove something. These motherfuckers are entitled. They've had that good story, that good time. You need to get somebody young and who is not entitled, who is humble and just wants to create good stories. Right now, they have potential of having Adam Cole versus Hangman Adam Page right now, whatever. And that's cool, but how long can you make that story last? You can't do it for 3 weeks and just give it to us for 3 weeks. If I am you, if I am AEW, You stretch this motherfucker out for as long as you can with subtle, small, acute points. You know why? Because now we're interested in the story because you're just giving us crumbs. And we're going to be clamoring for it, and we're going to want the main event and the main course. That's what AEW doesn't do. WWE does such a good job with it sometimes when they really do an exceptional job with it sometimes. Sometimes it's really, really good. Do you guys remember the whole like Brett Shawn thing? The first one? Not the one where, you know, Brett ended up punching Vince McMahon in the face. The first one, where it was like
Survivor Series when they introduced Owen Hart.
Yep.
And the brothers. Yeah.
Yep. And it was subtle, and it was small, and it was little, and then it grew to something else, and then it was subtle, and it was small, and then it grew to, then Shawn Michaels refereed at Taker versus Bret Hart, and it was subtle, and it was small, and he hit Taker over the head with a chair. But who did he have to fight first? Taker. But you knew that was going to come bite him in the ass with Bret Hart, and it was subtle, it was small. It's a theory. It doesn't change. History does not change. It repeats itself every time. It just shows up in different ways.
Did you see quick switch of topics to a degree that Bray Wyatt's response, because they showed that like Roman's beat every Universal Champion except for Seth, I guess.
What do you think?
And Bray Wyatt's like, take me off that shit. Because he technically didn't pin the Fiend, he pinned Braun. Like it goes down as him beat both of them because it was a triple threat. And I'm like, hey, he really didn't pin the Fiend.
He never pinned the Fiend. And he knew, and
He did.
And Bray's the homie. He was never gonna pin the Fiend. He was gonna pin Braun ass. He like, I don't fuck with you as much. So.
I just want to touch on what you just said. I'm so glad you added that humble part into it, because I was going to say there is somebody booking that's unknown, and this is his first time at bat. His name's Tony Khan.
In the grand scheme of things, that's true.
You need a Paul Heyman like individual.
He ain't got no Paul to go and get. That's what I'm saying, man.
But you have to start from the bottom, bro. Listen to me right now.
People have to. I don't know how he gonna do it, but what you just said, all great, right? If it leads up to Adam Cole and Hangman Page, right? They're gonna have a great match. We know that. What does everybody say about AEW? Great matches, right? We all done said that on the show. Great matches. You know the match is gonna be awesome, but the story lacks. There is no story there.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Listen, Paul Heyman, when he first started out, was at the bottom. It's manager, small town, small, little guy that became familiar with storylines by watching Dusty and by watching Vince Sr. or whatever. No one knew what he had. All of a sudden, Paul came into a little company called Eastern Championship Wrestling. Then he turned to Extreme Championship Wrestling, and he figured out a way to do it. And then ever since then, we've labeled Paul Heyman as God, because you have to start at the bottom. I don't know what guy they go to. I don't have an answer to that, whatever. But you don't get someone rich. You don't get someone entitled. You don't get someone who doesn't know anything about wrestling. It can be any five of us. You could put five of us in a room right now at AEW, and I guarantee you, the first 3 weeks, AEW storyline changes, and people are like, it's different, and I like it. I'm going to watch more. You know why? Because we understand wrestling to a science. We understand that there's a process to it.
I would need them to stop with this backwards booking too with Tony Khan. Like last year, Britt Baker lost the lights out match to Thunder Rosa. A month later or 2 months later, she gets the women's championship. Adam Cole lost the lights out match to Orange Cassidy. Now he's getting the world championship match. I'm like, that's backwards booking. Like, I get it, and like they're making an emphasis on their records matter. Okay, but with the casual fan, I turn on the TV. Guess what? You just lost to Orange Cassidy. That's how I'm gonna look at it. I don't care. You can tell us wins and losses don't matter. All that didn't affect his record because it was an unsanctioned match. Guess what? The last memory of the fans is gonna be like, Adam Cole lost to Orange Cassidy. Why is he in the championship match now?
Because he's right. Because that's what they remember. It's one of those things where if you're going to book something, what I love to say is make it make sense. I don't mind if Orange Cassidy beats Adam Cole. I do mind that Adam Cole is now first in line for a championship. One, that Texas Roadhouse match was actually decent. It was actually pretty good. Not gonna lie, it was actually pretty
It
good.
was.
And I didn't give the challenger credit. I didn't give him credit. I didn't, because it was like, that's stupid. Why him? But he did a good match because he's from New Japan. He can wrestle. It's good. It's great. It's amazing. Good big guy. He's an amazing big guy. Problem is there's no build. Like, let there be a story. Allow my mind to have an imagination as you tell this story. When you don't tell the story and you give me a great match, you just gave me a great match. Mm-hmm. Owen Hart versus Bret Hart, great story. Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels, great story. Kane versus Undertaker, great story. The whole Shield dynamic throughout that 3 or 4 years of us shoving Roman down our throats and Seth at the same time, yes, boring, it's annoying as fuck. But there were some great stories in there too. The Randy Triple H thing, great story. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens, amazing fucking story. It's a formula to it. If I am Tony Khan, the first person I am calling is Paul Levesque. I am calling him immediately. And I am saying, Paul, this is a blank check. Write a number down. Promise me you can get my ratings up next year where I am competitive with WWE, and write a number down. Give him 1 year. 1 year. I guarantee you, AEW turns into just like, I guarantee you it changes. Paul Levesque came from the bottom. He got his money because he came from the bottom and he loves this business. He's from the bottom. He gets what it's like to build something from nothing. He saw Florida Championship Wrestling turn to NXT.
Hey, don't no lower than Terror Rising.
Yeah, it goes.
Let me respond real quick, though, Casey. Joe, that's actually what I was getting ready to say before you actually mentioned him, because you said you don't need nobody rich. Like, oh, you need somebody rich. He's just playing for the other team right now still. Yeah. That's what we need.
Yeah.
That answers AEW's cries, prayers, all of that. If you get that guy as your head of creative. You got all of his talent already. So who better than him to come over there and organize instruction?
What if it was Shane McMahon?
Oh God. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, because he
gonna give us
Dynamite. That's ironic. That's kind of like a perfect time, because first of all, he got released from his talent deal because of that, though. Because he produced that Royal Rumble match, and like they said, Shane was getting a lot of heat backstage because he wanted to come in at number 1, and he wanted to go to like towards the end of the Rumble.
Hey, no, like Shane, you.
Oh, and we gotta find a little silver lining. While nobody wants to see Austin Theory, think of it this way: he got what was supposed to be Shane McMahon's spot. Shane was supposed to be in the chamber.
What?
Yeah.
See?
What?
Hey, say what you will, man.
You want to see him? I don't need to see him butcher RVD's Van Terminator and change it to coast. First of all, that's what he's not gonna do.
That's what he's coast to coast alone, because the last time he did the coast to coast.
That's what I'm saying. Leave it to RVD because he stole RVD's move, and they try to pass it off as his own. I'm tired of that.
He stole it. That's like they really stole it.
He was trying to extend the shit
while he was still on the roster.
Right. They were just cool.
He tried to do coast to coast, and Roman tackled the shit out of him.
That's when he should have stopped trying it forever.
That was Roman's best spear ever. That was Flair.
The one on Big Show down the ramp was the best one.
But no,
because he was like flying through the air and he caught him. Oh, that was
right.
Randy jumped out of character to check on him.
Yeah, because they was a Roman. They started like a Roman's fire chant because like he legit cut him in half when he tried to jump.
And that was like an old school. What's my man name? Rhino. Old school ECW Rhino spear.
Listen.
Man.
I don't know if y'all remember this. This makes me sound old as fuck. There was a dude that played for the Denver Broncos named Steve Atwater. All right.
That name sounds familiar.
I'm going to remember that.
He caught this dude named the Nigerian Nightmare running up the middle. He like smacked this dude. Like he smacked him. He crumbled when he hit him. Like that's what that reminded me of. Go ahead to your point, old man. Wasn't my bad. Go ahead.
No, that was it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm just glad we didn't get Shane in the chamber. Like,
No.
well, because here's the thing too, though. So it all is based on what ifs. I think we're not getting KO. Well, KO doesn't do Saudi Arabian shows. So, and honestly, I'm a little upset because Austin Theory is. I just don't care for the gimmick. He's not a bad wrestler. I mean, that's not like a vote of confidence here, but this could be honestly one of the best chamber matches ever. I'm gonna say that right now. And I think it could be.
That's potential.
Well, yeah.
That's potential.
I think it might be. I think we're in for. Might see. Because one of my favorite chamber matches is probably before the ending, where Triple H buried Goldberg when he wasn't skinny leg Goldberg, when Goldberg was still legit in 2003. That's a damn good chamber match. When he speared Jericho through the pod.
Yeah, that was a good chamber match. He speared the fuck out of Jericho.
And that was a good chamber match, though, right?
Yeah.
And so, and then Triple H just came in and hit him with the sledgehammer and pinned him. I was like, come on.
That's when Triple H was trying the wrestling capris and shit.
That's like the worst version. I'm so glad he got away from that shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I hate Triple H. I hated Triple H during that little run. Like, yeah.
I stopped watching Raw during that run. Honestly, I would catch pay-per-views. Like I stopped watching Raw and watch SmackDown. And basically, SmackDown was like the alternative for me. Like I couldn't watch Raw at that point. Like I got tired of Evolution. I got tired of Triple H. I was like, yeah, I don't got time for this no more, man.
I think it's getting to a point now with WWE where we know who are going to be force fed and we know what's going on, but AEW is so top heavy that if they don't create something more dynamic where there's more involved in terms of how they're pushing their stars and more storylines, they are going to drown. They are going to drown at that point. I'm really a huge fan of Impact because Impact is becoming actually really, really fucking good. Matt Cardona is surprisingly an amazing heel, and I did not see that coming, and I want to apologize to him.
I wouldn't even call him a heel, bro. He's like a tweener, but he's showing us he had it all that time. It was just the character, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was in that character, and he wasn't able to really put on.
Yeah,
I don't think Zack Ryder could have ever been.
Yeah, no, and it's really surprising just to see like a lot of these new guys do their thing too. Like a lot of Morrissey, Big Morrissey, which if you guys don't know who Big Morrissey is, Big Cass. You're right.
That too.
Is actually decent on there too, man. Like it's actually like their women's roster is stacked. They're amazing. But it's getting to a point where like they have AEW Dark, they have AEW Evolution, Elevation or whatever. But it has to get to a point where you start telling stories now too. Like that's the only thing with AEW that's the issue. If you start telling compelling stories, you change the dynamic. See, WCW had a problem doing that too. They had an issue with that too, with telling good stories. If it wasn't about the NWO, shit pretty bad.
That was their best story.
Right. That was it. And that's all they had. Like that's really all they had. That was it. Ain't a lot to go off of.
Impact is one of these main networks. Like, you remember how like WWE was on Spike back in the day? They need a network like that to pick it up where to get a lot more visibility. You know what I'm saying? And it'll be in the conversation for real then. You know what I'm saying? That's just how legit Impact Wrestling is right now.
I really genuinely feel like with Impact, they're on their way. They just need more time. They just need more time. And honestly, I think that just to kind of cap everything off, because we're gonna hop off a little bit. I don't know. I'm excited for Elimination Chamber because I think the Chamber match is gonna be decent. I just have my reservations about AEW recently, and I don't know. It's a little off-putting. So we'll see how that goes, how it turns out.
Well, look, brothers, I hear the youngest of the Myers boys making noise. I gotta get to
but they did a great job.
I gotta jump off a little early. It's a pleasure as always rocking with y'all. Got some new stuff coming down the pipe. Thank y'all for rocking with us. I'm gonna catch y'all next show.
All right, Phil.
I love my bros, but I gotta get to the baby.
Hey, go get to the kids. Go do your thing, bro. Appreciate you.
All right, y'all.
Take care, big guy.
Man. Yep.
Peace.
All right, so yeah, that was wrestling this week. That was basically it. That's about it. That's about it.
Real quick to that NWO point that was made earlier. See, if Eric Bischoff was helping Tony Khan, Dark Order would have every belt and 30 members for 3-4 years straight.
This man, he telling the truth. That's
Man, what you say?
He said if Tony Khan got Eric Bischoff to help, he said Dark Order will have all the belts and 30 members.
Bruh, because it's true.
Oh man,
It's true. That's why I said fuck Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff, what storyline?
no, I just mentioned him just because I had to mention like the available people, like you know what I'm saying? Because that's what the dude needs. Like you can see he's lacking the leadership aspect. You know what I mean? And plus, you got to think about the talent too. Like it been rumblings that all right, if they don't like how something's being booked, they complaining about it, they don't want to do it. You got to have a veteran there that's going to say, hey, look, this is how we're doing it. You know, that's done it with them. That's
Like,
done.
do the job. Take them to people that all the
Do
time.
the job. None of them people on that roster going to tell Triple H no.
No.
First off, half of the roster he put on in NXT.
But so it's proven. Tony Khan ain't proven.
This is what I'm saying. And that's ultimately if AEW fails, that's gonna be why. Not to say that he don't got people there already that are proven. He got Mark Henry, they got Christian, they got Big Show there. He needs to trust those people. He got to align it, like you said earlier. He has to do what Vince did. Vince had Pat and Gerald there. That was his main guys. You know what I'm saying? That was helping with talent. Then he had Vince Russo helping with writing back in the day.
Right.
And it was a team aspect. They say it all the time. Oh man, we was at the pool figuring all this shit out. You know, Tony's got to do the same thing. You're already doing what Vince does. You've, absorbed so much of the talent from the competition now that you couldn't even pay your main guy. If that's true, that's an atrocity.
I'll be honest. I want to be wrong. I want you to be wrong about AEW, but deep down, I know you're right. Just because the writing's on the wall at this point. It's not even where it's like almost to the point where it's visible. Like it's visible already. And we're probably what are we, a year or 2 years in now?
2 years in.
Yeah, it's visible. And it's coming. Like,
and it's great having that alternative. That's and if we want to be honest, that's why AEW beat NXT in that Wednesday Night War. It was the shiny new tour versus the tried and true go-to favorite tour.
That's true.
That's what it was. It's Christmas.
But AEW's mistake is thinking that if you beat NXT, you have a strong chance at beating WWE. That was something I was thinking about when you were just talking, Joe.
Yeah.
AEW been around, you say, for 2 years, right?
Right.
Mm.
So we are, a few weeks away from WWE releasing WWE 2K22.
Yeah.
I think someone's going to catch on going with this. They had 2 years to produce a video game. WWE took a whole year break and they're still producing their next game before their first one. That's a problem.
I'll do you better. They even got the game developers, the old WWE.
But you put out a fucking album. Go ahead, Tim.
They even got the old WWE game development team. The Ukes.
They got you.
Yeah.
They got Ukes. So you're basically stealing, it ain't stealing, but you basically utilizing the formula that Vince created. So what Tony should have been doing is he should have said, okay, I'm gonna pay attention to his pitfalls and I'm gonna make sure I don't do the same mistakes. He bloated his roster. There's no way in hell you shouldn't have enough money to sign Cody. If it was me, if I had to go in my own pocket, you know, if I had to go touch some of my Jacksonville Jaguar money to sign that man and keep him right there, because say what you will about talent that's over there, Cody was the face of AEW.
Cody will forever be the face of AEW because he created the dynamic of what AEW should be. If you want to be frank and you want to be honest about the whole thing or whatever, we know who the Young Bucks are. We know who Kenny Omega is. We know who Chris Jericho is. But Cody made that all work together. When he did All Out or All In, he made that shit. Someone said he couldn't do it. He said, "Fuck you, bet," and he made that shit happen. That's why I'm saying like right now at this point, with him going to WWE, it's a money move. It's not for his legacy. It's a money move, and I get that because he's got a kid. Okay, fine, but I'm with you, Tim. If I'm Tony Khan, yo, we just let go of Urban Meyer, right? Yeah, sign the coach to a bare minimum. Let's suck for one more year. I'm about to make that money right back with Cody. We'll be all right, and then we'll get a draft pick. We'll be fine. That's what I'm on because I'm not playing no games with nobody. Picking up Cody Rose can change that dynamic of my whole freaking fracking promotion. Because people want to do business with Cody because of what? His last name. And above all that, you find out he's smart, he's intellectual, and he knows wrestling. Inside and out. And he's opinionated. And he doesn't mind being the asshole. That's why you want him. You want somebody that's going to be the asshole. That's why no one's going to tell Triple H no. That's why. Exactly. That's the reason why no one's going to tell Triple H no. The reason why they took away his booking was Cody was the asshole. He was a dick. He's like, yo, he's like, no, that's stupid. Don't do that shit. That's fucking dumb.
And this is the last I'll say about this, man. Losing Cody, if they did in fact lose Cody, you know how, you know, they say the curtain call, right? You know what I'm saying? Hall and Nash last match. Right. They always out there hugging 1, 2, 3 Kid, Triple H, HBK. And then the next week they were on WCW television. Right. Now, while that, I'm sure they took a hit on the ratings, losing, you know, a Diesel and Razor Ramon. This is kind of like just imagine if Shawn left with them. Cripples the company.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know if WWE survives if they lose that guy. Because that was their guy at that moment in time, right? Yeah. They was taking it away from Brett and giving the ball to HBK.
So Shawn wasn't drawing that much though. Like we give Shawn so much credit, but like it would have hurt some of the hardcore fans probably in that standpoint. So I can agree with that. But no, Shawn wasn't that big of a draw though.
Shawn, he's right. Shawn wasn't that big of a draw at that time.
I never said about being the draw, but just the impact that would have had, the lasting impact they would have had.
Yeah, but Shawn wasn't that guy.
Because you had to try to replace Shawn Michaels.
Exactly.
Was Shawn even that guy yet though? Because when did he touch the strap?
They was in the process of him becoming that guy. Was he champion at the time, Will?
He might have been.
At the time. Not at that match, no.
Well, because he got it at WrestleMania 8, so that would have been what? Damn, that was a while ago. What is it? 30 years ago?
Yeah.
Shit.
So
he already had to touch the title by then. I want to say he got it. No, he got it at WrestleMania. It wasn't WrestleMania 8. No, that's too early because Hogan was still around then. Because WrestleMania 9 was when Hogan came out after Brett lost. For some reason, Barry Yo was on it. I think he got to touch the title at WrestleMania 12. So 26 years ago.
So I say.
So in '96, no. So he might have been the champion then because they left and they got straight to the NWO stuff. And So he was a champion.
In '96, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like I just say that to say I'm trying to compare somebody that was like the face at that time. Yeah. You know how they're losing their face right now. Like sure, we still got Kenny over there. We still got the Bucks over there. You know what I mean? We got all the people that came from WWE. We got BD over there, and you know, etc. But that face. everybody knows Cody as the face of that movement. So
Right. Right.
All right, fellas. Let's get 2 more minutes into some other stuff and then be done with this because that's
Yeah. What's something like I said? I'm looking forward to the Chamber match itself. Is there another match on the card y'all are looking forward to?
Ronda and Naomi versus.
You laughing with that? Actually, if they give them the right time,
Yeah,
it's just they gonna make it too hokey.
yeah, and that's why I'm laughing because they're gonna make it hokey.
I would say if they were, depends. Like if they're on the pre-show, Rock and Raiders and Usos should be pretty good. If they're on the pre-show, they put them on the main card. I don't know how much time they're gonna give them.
They put them on the main card at the first match.
Yeah,
If they don't decide to do the.
but you know, I
whole
said they might
chamber
do
match.
Becky. But you know what? They might do Becky and what's called first.
I'm kind of looking forward to Becky and Leah because I like the way that they're building it.
Yeah, they might do Becky and Lita first. Or you know what? They might go Roman and the name that should not be spoken. The name should not be spoken. AKA also, I said this. If he wins, I'm not watching WWE again.
You ain't watching
Or
me?
If he wins, that's going to be an intense podcast episode that next. I can tell you that shit.
Yeah. If he wins, I'm only using Peacock to watch King of Queens and other other content that is not wrestling related.
And you can watch King of Queens on WCIU.
I've been binge watching The Office lately to try to catch up. That's what Peacock gonna be for.
Yeah, man.
They got that Bel Air show on there too. I watched that.
Right, that too. That'll be it.
But
Yeah,
WWE
but for me though, to answer the question, it's the Elimination Chamber match. That Lita and Becky match should be good.
I'm looking for the outcome. The wrestling and stuff, not so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, the actual matches on the card, like I said, I think the chamber match should be quality, should be good. Yeah, it's just so quality of matches. I don't know how, like, what's my expectations, just because there's so many people that are not either allowed to go to the show flat out. Like Sami Zayn can't even go to the show because he's of Syrian descent. So, you know, we're not necessarily getting all hands on deck. We also have the people that don't want to go to the show at all. So that's kind of hindered this card a little bit. This is their fast lane, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all good, though. Like I said, I'm really looking forward. Like I said, I think this should be the main event, hopefully, that chamber match, because you want to leave the fans on a high note. Because if anything else goes on last, I mean, there's only one other option, like I said. So
If that chamber match ends up going first, though, Roman losing that belt. And I'm gonna say Brock gonna help make him. He gonna help BG win that title. Because that'll
If
mean
that
Brock
happens, I'm gonna say the meanest shit on the planet about Brock Lesnar and his ponytail. I can tell you that shit now.
Listen,
Majin Lesnar.
if Majin Lesnar or Muscle Majin Lesnar coming this motherfucking fuck shit up, I'm getting this. I'm not even going. I'm gonna tag his ass in everything. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about none of this shit. Like I'm every hour on the Hot Take Wrestling on Twitter. Fuck Brock Lesnar.
I can't even say what I'm gonna say about Brock Lesnar.
Fuck Brock Lesnar. Every hour, 1:30. Fuck Brock Lesnar. 2:30. Fuck Brock Lesnar. 3:30.
I'm just gonna do
Fuck
him
Brock
like he did Mark Guerrero.
Oh man.
Did
So
what'd you Will, what'd you say?
I'm gonna say this. He do that. I'm gonna do him like he did Mark Guerrero. I'm gonna fuck his bitch. Continue.
I don't even know where to go from there other than I'm gonna try not to end on a petty note and say
Fuck that, but not.
On that note,
I'm gonna say on that note, Joe's about to wrap it up. I'm gonna say on that, I'm gonna try to end on a high note because I've been petty on this episode too, as usual. Go back and watch Roppongi Vice versus Young Bucks if you have not seen that from Rampage. Once again, great wrestling all the time. I can't take the wrestling away from them, despite us and our gripes against the storylines on AEW. It's rarely a miss when you get two teams in chemistry or two wrestlers in chemistry on their programming with enough time to tell a story. and that was definitely a match worth watching.
He better not win that one.
Okay, let
And
me.
it off, Joe, because Tristan Thompson signing with the Bulls. Okay.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Yeah, I just saw
Why?
that. Because they need a big man who can't be moved out of the paint that can rebound outside of Vucevic. Derrick Jones Jr. Derrick Jones Jr. is athletic enough. He's about the same height as Tristan Thompson. The problem is Derrick Jones Jr. is a stick figure.
Only thing that
So he's moving out. He's getting moved out of the paint too easily. We're going for boards.
only thing that Tristan Thompson can rebound from is breaking up with Kim Kardashian and getting somebody else pregnant.
I was about to be mad at the signing, but I understand it. Like I said, and so because I know there's rumors Patrick Williams might come back because I know he was supposed to be out for the season, but his wrist is actually healing faster than they expected. So we're getting our top draft pick from last year back, and like I said, I think that's what it is for the bench because they really don't have anybody off the bench that can rebound without just getting muscled out of the paint. He's good for that at least. And I'm cool with that. So I understand it.
Yeah. All right.
He was the best option available. Trying to put a positive spin on it.
That's all we got. That's all we got right now. All right, fellas. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Next week is going to be a bit of a cluster. We're going to combine a lot of things next week of the next episode of Hot Take Wrestling. It's going to be awesome. With that being said and with everything else being said, please follow us on IG. Also, please follow us on TikTok. Also, next week I'm going to be announcing something that has to do with some of the things that we have coming up because we just got a big boost in advertising. But I'll wait until next week to bring that up. Logan the Great, please help us again.
All right. We the ones. And we want the smoke.
Fuck that AEW album.
One, two, you hear the clock ticking. Tick tock, you about to stop living. Tick tock, I want you to remember me. Tick tock, but the day don't have no memory. I'm coming. Nobody can stop me. Nobody can hold me. Nobody control me. I'm coming. I'm here to do my thing. I'm here to bring the pain.
The Hot Take Wrestling Podcast is brought to you by the NMG Network, a division of NMG Enterprises.
Nobody
LLC.
control me. I'm coming. I'm here to do my thing. I'm here to bring the pain. I'm never ever gonna change. Like Tropicana, I got the juice. All for the least, they let the dog loose. Don't make me call up the crew. Now they getting scared, wanna call up a truce. I'm the one like Neo, cocky like Tio. Nobody could go over like I'm shooting a free throw. This is illegal, my flow is legal.